and welcome to this very special Christmas episode of the Sajin Photography Podcast. My name is Jason Teal, and I'm sitting here Boxing Day morning in Korea, but it is still Christmas out probably where many of you are in Canada and North America and elsewhere. So I am holding up my Ethiopian Yirgacheffe coffee that I got for Christmas from my lovely wife, and I am just going to basically bang out a Christmas episode because I want to get it in while it's Christmas somewhere. So this is going to be a rather raw episode. I'm probably going to blather on about topics that will probably bore the crap out of you. There's going to be ums and ahs and all of that, and maybe the occasional slurp of my delicious beverage. But I'll try and keep it entertaining, and above all, I'll try and keep it short because I've got another kind of year-end wrap-up coming up at the end of the week as well. So that's going to hopefully come out before the new year, and that will be a more professional sounding podcast on photography here in Korea. But without further ado, let's get into this. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee before we kick things off. All right, now I'm going to get into a little bit of what I've been up to these past days photography-wise, because I actually have been getting out a little bit more with photography and a few other projects that I've been sort of kicking around that I don't think I really mentioned in the previous episodes. I probably should go back and listen to those at some point in time. But what basically I've been doing is I've started a different Instagram account, which is more related to my Ulsan online presence, which I do for the community here. And that sort of combines my love of doing the travel photography around Ulsan, and as well, enjoying a lot of the local restaurants that I'm trying to promote here as well. And this came out of the fact that I noticed a lot of the Korean style pages are doing a similar thing, and there isn't really much in the English side of things. I thought, well, I might as well do that because honestly, my biggest struggle over the years with Ulsan Online has been sort of the entitlement that a lot of the foreign businesses here have towards advertising with my website and my group. And what I mean by that is a lot of them sort of have this idea that they should be able to promote themselves for free on my group and my page for free because they are something. And I by no means have anything against them, and I don't want to talk shit on this Christmas episode about these guys, but basically that's what it boils down to. Like, they're refusing to pay, but they want to promote anyway, and they're taking it as if that I'm the bad guy when I'm not really saying anything besides, hey, if you want to play, you got to pay. That's how it works in the really real world, not here in Ulsan, South Korea. So with that being said, I struggled with it for many years, and it really held me back because I did want to get out and photograph these places and whatnot. And when I realized that Instagram is now the big thing in Korea, well, fuck it. I'm going to go and take the bull by the horns and see what happens of it. And the response so far has been really good. But on a personal side, it just gets me out photographing things I love around Ulsan. And primarily within the last couple of weeks, it's been the light shows. They're back. COVID cut everything down. Now they're back. So there's at least like 4 or 5 places, just even in Ulsan, that have these beautiful light shows. And that's what's been getting me out actually after dark, which is kind of funny because I'm a morning person. I get up at the crack of dawn, which, given it's winter here, it's not really that much of a badge of honor because the sunrise is like 7 a.m. Not like in the summertime where it's like, 4:30 is golden hour. Jesus. Anyway, so with that, I've been getting out more and I've been focusing on photographing the beauty of the city at night, which is really great. It's a change of pace and I absolutely love it. So if you've been looking on either my Instagram and stuff, you'll see a lot of the light displays, and I've got a few more places to go tonight. I know today is Christmas for many people, and Christmas was Sunday for us here in Korea, but a lot of these shows are still here way after into the new year. So why not make the best of it? I can post those later on and it'll be a good time. So other than that, I've just been really focusing on sort of getting my other life back together. And if you've noticed that there's been a sort of a pause in a lot of the episodes, it's it's been a sort of a personal rough ride. I think many of my or much of my content since my father passed has been sort of up and down, and I apologize for that because I really want to make this focused on photography because I think the resource and the self promotion. You know what, like I've done this in the past where people have tried to like mock me and call me like, oh yeah, you're just trying to be like, you know, whatever Frodo's photo or something like that. And I think like that's kind of the worst thing that you could say to me because I'm really not trying to be some sort of celebrity here because I'm not. I'm just trying to share my love of photography with the community here in Korea because for a long time, no one really cared about photography in Korea. Like, I've got to hand it to BTS and stuff like that. They really put the eyes on Korea, and a lot of people are coming here and trying to capture the city. And of course, Noah Alonso is another perfect reason for promoting the beauty in a particular style as well of Korea, which has, we've needed this. But going back to myself, like I'm not particularly talented. I'm getting a little bit long in the tooth here, but I do love photography, and it's part of me that I just can't shake. Like even now, I'm thinking about going to Gyeongju today because the ice is, frozen over in front of the Woljongyo, which is the traditional bridge in Gyeongju, which I have photographed since before they even put the end pieces on it. So like it's something that is inside of me, and I really want to try and share this with the people. I want to share the information, and I want to get people to come together, which is also why we've are looking at doing more photo walks of the Busan Light Stalkers in the coming year because we just want to get out and share this gift with people. So for me, it's been a rough ride. I think just because of personal stuff and life getting in the way. So I've just been trying to focus a little bit more on myself and getting out and doing a little bit more personal stuff and getting that out of the way because I do want to just make 2023 a little bit better, especially financially, because after 2020, as I don't think many of you know, like I was a freelance business English teacher. I was really trying to make a go of kind of juggle the, I guess you could say, the both sides. Like I wanted to do more photography work, which when you're working a regular hagwon or um, middle school teaching job, it you get these assignments which will come in the middle of the week and they don't give a shit. Like you could say that your hair is on fire and they'd be like, oh, okay, well, please come into the office and show us, the charred flesh before we let you go and, to the hospital for 10 minutes, but you got to come back and teach those kindergarten kids because, it's their education, not your health. But, like uh, I sort of took off in, I think just after 2018, I really tried to make a go of it and I was juggling like different jobs, but with the pandemic that blew up in my face. And then it was the fact that over the years, my wife and I had faith that we could do something with the photography or do something with Wilson Online or do something that I didn't need to rely so much on the English lessons. And well, for lack of a better term, that really just blew up in my face because we it was like being a dead horse after a while, and I just had to accept the truth that if I'm here, we either start a hagwon or I work at a hagwon because you know uh, to be perfectly honest, like the university stuff, it's so oversaturated. There are kids that are just waiting on bated breath to get into these places. They've got the paper mill qualifications, the University of Technology of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Bridgerton Foundation College, or whatever like fake ass bullshit they've pulled off offline um, to get into these universities just so that they could have that freedom of the 2 months off and whatnot. So it's been a really hard ride, and I'll honestly say, like with all my qualifications, 20 years teaching, masters in education, all of this, I don't think I've gotten even an interview since I finished working at the college here, and that's not their problem. That's me. Maybe my resume or something is not good, but it's been a rough ride. So this year I've bitten the bullet, and I'm going back to teaching part time at a hogwan and doing some other stuff. But really, by the end of the year, I think it's going to be me in a classroom with kindergarten kids and probably a second or a third batch of COVID coursing through my system because these kids are vectors of disease, and you know, you're spending more time pulling their fingers out of their noses than you are actually like teaching them the alphabet. So that's gonna, you can tell I'm looking forward to this new venture or the going back to the old one. But suffice to say that, this has nothing to really do with photography, but it's just sort of, now I'm going to be focusing on making money rather than, my father used to say, shit in one hand, wish in the other one, and see which one gets full the first. Meaning that, it's your shitty hand is going to get filled up, despite how much you're wishing for things to change. And that's sort of what I'm facing is like, I can't sit on my ass for the rest of the year and waste another year hoping that fucking National Geographic will come on and be like, hey, yeah, we saw those, 15 photos of you out your back window, and we want to give you an assignment about, back windows of like that. That's not gonna fucking happen, because there are better photographers out there. There are people that are doing way more shit than I am. There are people who are hungrier than I am, more talented than I am, have a better fucking camera and a six-pack abs. Yeah, that's the reality of the situation. So I just have to accept that. And if I'm not willing to do that, which I haven't, if I haven't done it in the past, say like 5 years, then fuck it. Like I just have to kind of go on and expect that this is the way it's going to be. Hobbyist photographer or not, that's nothing worse than what I'm doing now, which is, for at least 2 days of the week, I've got no classes. I'm just picking my ass, and I can't even crank out the episodes. And I think that's the biggest problem I've had recently, is it's just, be it writer's block or depression or whatever. I could have been using this time to write articles or do podcasts and stuff. And that really is a shame, but that's on me. So again, self-pity, pity party aside, that's where I am for this time of the year. But enough of that, because I know that you're probably rolling your eyes if you actually made it this far. But again, it's Christmas in Korea, and the photography is relatively flowing. I didn't get out too much this weekend because it was family time, and the pictures I did take were of like the cat and the tree and stuff like that. But as I said before, I am going to hit out to Gyeongju this weekend today and get some shots there, because I think that the frozen ice in front of the bridge is going to be something else. And while I'm out there, I came across a post from Filmlog. And if you know me, you know that I still love the analog photography. I think it's something that just resonates with me, even though I can't afford it whatsoever these days. Jesus, like if you've looked at online, especially here in Korea, the prices of 35 millimeter film, be it color or black and white, are insane. Like I'm looking at rolls of Kodak Gold for like, $50 in some places, but they're averaging anywhere from 25 at the cheapest to upwards of 30 and $40 for a simple roll of film. Unbelievable. But anyway, I came across a post from Filmlog, and I love Filmlog. They're a really good place to pick up, like analog film, and their prices are quite reasonable. I know that there's probably better places or apps online, but I really like dealing with these guys. They're wonderful to work with, and I think that they've got a roll of what I call Christmas film. And now this is from a Finnish company, and it's on their Instagram. You can check it out, but it's made by a Finnish company who have Ukrainian refugees working to produce this film. It's made from, I think, aerial surveillance film, so it's got a definite interesting color and feel. But each of the rolls of film helps the refugees, and I know that Filmlog is putting together a donation as well to help out the Ukrainian refugees. And again, like this is something that I saw and I said, you know what, I have to get out there and at least put my Christmas money, the meager amount of stuff that I got, towards buying myself a cool roll of film, but also helping these refugees in a very creative way. So if you get a chance, I think you can order it online. It started this past weekend while supplies last. And I know that the film log in Gyeongju, which is where I'm going today, also has this film. And I think it's a really good thing to help photographers pursue their passion this time of year with the Christmas motif, and as well help the refugees too. So I think that's going to be something of a creative outlet for me over this next week or two. And then as we push into the new year, of course, everybody's got projects. And no, I'm not going to do a 365-day project. I've done those in the past, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in future episodes. But I really am just looking at pursuing a few more projects. I want to get out and travel a little bit more to kind of put a cap on the Lighthouse project. People have asked if I was going to do a book about those, and it's still in the project. Like the biggest thing with like books and galleries, I find anyway, it's a lot of money up front that's really unless you're a really good photographer, unless you have a really, active community like Noah's got that. He made a book, which is absolutely amazing. I know Dylan Goldby also put out an amazing book. I've got it here. I don't have that. I don't think anyone really is that interested in my photography to warrant making a published book unless it's piece by piece. And even then, that's a lot of work to sell one or two books. So I'm not into that. But, I've got the Instagram Korean lighthouses. That's fine for me. But there's a couple of places that I really want to get up to, which is like kind of up towards Sokcho area. There's some great lighthouses that I haven't got to. And then, the whole, I guess it's western side. The other side of Korea from where I am. I really want to get out there. And of course, the goal for probably next year is maybe to get the horses, the lighthouses that look like horses in Jeju. I really want to get those. But of course, that means flying out to Jeju, spending big money, which I don't have. So that is basically the plan there. So I am looking for new projects to do for the coming year, but a lot of this is just going to focus on me getting my career and my finances back online, and then just what time left being put into, say, a mixture of the Olson Online stuff and then photography. And as well, like last year, about a year ago, I think for my Christmas gift I bought myself, I got the, I think it's the Kent Faith K&F square filters. And over the last year, I have really loved using those filters. They're just so well engineered, which, I did make a whole episode about this, but I will say, like, I was sort of skeptical because, a lot of these places, if you look at, say, like the tripods that they also have, they're like a borrowed design from other places. If you go on Amazon, you're going to find 15 to 50 different color schemes for the exact same tripod, which this place also, sells remarkably similar tripods. So I had my reservations about this product, but over the last year, it worked out extremely well. And I really want to get out more and do that, and go to different places and find different compositions and stuff like that, because I find that the K&F community is really, really well done on Facebook. Like, they're eager to have people post their images, and they do like little contests and stuff. So that is kind of spurring me on. And then the last part, I think that I've been doing over sporadically, I guess you could say, but I do want to do it is oh god, dare I say it, TikTok. But this came about because I was contacted by Guru Shots. If you remember, uh, a few episodes ago, I did their gallery, which I had some photos in, and it was a great exhibition up in Seoul. I got to meet and hang out with Dylan for a while and see him work his magic. But they contacted me again. They wanted to do some educational content, like TikTok style videos. Kind of fizzled out. Like, I don't know where they went to. They're like, oh yeah, this guy's going to contact you, blah, blah, blah. I submitted like a little test shot. They liked it, and nothing happened. So I got thinking, like, this is sort of what people are wanting to do. And there's another guy, I think he's a Russian student. He's got better hair than me up in Seoul. That's sort of doing more of the trendier shit. But I do want to get into sort of a little bit more educational stuff. Like, what I have on the TikTok now is just sort of the scenic shots. Like, it'll show my camera and where I'm shooting. And that really doesn't resonate, I don't think, with like a lot of people. But I do want to get more into sort of saying, like, this is how I'm getting this shot, that sort of thing. So I'm going to try and improve the quality, because right now I'm just using my phone. And it's okay, but I'm still rocking the iPhone 7 Plus, which is like drastically running out of space. So I've got to upgrade that. But I think I'm going to go to like a GoPro or something, DJI Osmo, and really just try and come up with some sort of educational content that highlights Korea and as well shows people how to get some shots. Not that they would really care if it was from me, but like, again, like, I'm not trying to be the focus of the photography. I want the landscapes and the places where I am to showcase themselves, and I want to explain how people can get there and get those shots as well. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Not really the educational stuff, but just mostly like when I go out now, I'll get a few videos of the behind the scenes, the surrounding images. And I think the last one I popped up there was probably doing the fall photography thing, which was pretty cool. And I really enjoyed fall photography this year, but now we're into the doldrums of winter. But hey, we've got Christmas lights, so that is all the better. And if you know me, you know that there's two things I love, and that's crazy lights. Well, not really. I don't really love that. Okay. I just love going out when it's cold, drinking coffee, and taking pictures. I must also say that the Ethiopia Yirgacheffe that I got here from Black Cup Coffee roasted in Busan, I don't know if it's just the lingering feelings of Christmas, but it is absolutely fantastic. So that makes me happy. And then I guess you could say that today I'm going to wrap things up and just put a pin in this rambling episode for the Christmas special. I do want to thank you for all the support over the last year. I am grateful for everyone who's contributed. You know who I'm talking about. And I words can't really describe the appreciation I have for that support. So you guys that all have contributed, thank you so much. And I am going to elaborate a little bit more on that in the year-end wrap-up episode that I'm going to do later on this week. But with that being said, I've got to run off and do my teaching thing at the factory, and then skedaddle on to Gyeongju to get those shots of the skaters and whatnot in front of the bridge, and hopefully not get caught into the traffic that is, Monday end of season traffic from the factories at 5 p.m. on a Friday or on a Monday. Sorry. So with that being said, Merry Christmas. I hope you had a great Christmas season and you're well into your holidays now. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. All of that grand stuff. Please send me any sort of comments that you have. If it's well-wishings or what you did, send them along. That'll be great. Thank you so much and take care.